Good evening. It is Monday, October 18th, 2021, and we are doing Fire, Water, Air, and Earth, weekly show where we pull one card for each element of the Zodiac: fire, water, air, and earth. So if you're fire signs, you'll be listening for the fire card. If you're water signs, you'll be listening for the water card, and so on and so forth. I won't bore you with the details. We do like to start with a quote, so why don't we do that? And this week it's from my favorite psychologist of all time. His name was Carl Jung. And he talks about synchronicity. So let's see what he says. Synchronicity is the coming together of inner and outer events in a way that cannot be explained by cause and effect, and that is meaningful to the observer. So what does he mean by that? We've all had those experiences where we are thinking about someone and they end up calling us, or we're thinking about the topic and then a few minutes later on the radio you hear a song that references that topic, or you say something to someone and when you're with that person later on, someone else says the same thing. And it also has to do with dreams. Sometimes you have a dream, and then the next day, something similar or similar events sometimes happen. The reason I'm bringing this up this month or this week, is related to last week. Last week we talked about Isis and the veil of Isis. The veil is thin this month during the month of Scorpio and Libra, and particularly on Halloween, which is coming up in 13 short days. So synchronicity is also one of the ways in which one of the reasons why we use the tarot. We kind of manufacture a synchronicity, so to speak. In ancient times, the local medicine man or the local shaman would assist the people in his village or in his town and help them to understand what's going on if they're going through some type of spiritual or emotional turmoil. He would take a walk in the woods with them and show them, talk to them, and hear their problems. Use the signs and symbols of nature to help them come to terms and to help them understand and ascribe meaning to what's going on in their lives. So that's one of the reasons why we use the tarot, and one of the reasons why we're doing this here tonight. So without further ado, let's pull our 4 cards: fire, water, air, earth. Alrighty. For you fire signs, we've got the Queen of Wands. Beautiful card. Take a look at that. Let's take a look at her upright. There she sits on her throne with the black cat in front of her. And we all know around Halloween and this time of year, black cats mean something. If you remember in the movie The Matrix, there was a point where Neo, the character played by Keanu Reeves, sees a black cat, and it's referred to as deja vu, or in the parlance of the movie, they call it a glitch in the Matrix. So for you fire signs, pay special attention to strange occurrences, strange happenings. Animals are often messengers of deliverers of messages from the beyond and from our higher selves. Maybe this week or Recently, you've not been feeling yourself, fire signs. You feel like you're stuck in a pattern of no growth. Um, that's because you're probably not listening to your intuition. Your intuition is one of the greatest tools and abilities of a fire sign. So be sure to nurture that growth there with the sunflower there, and be sure to listen to your intuition. Um, what are the animals doing around you? What are you doing around the animals? How do they react to you when you go out for a walk in the woods, which you should do? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Um, how is nature reacting to you? And how is it that you download intuition? And how is it that you listen to that still small voice? So be sure to listen to yourself. Be sure to listen to any animals that might be in your life, and be confident. For you water signs, that would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We've got the Seven of Wands. Um, it's going to be a time to stand your ground this week. You may find yourself under attack. You may find yourself with people kind of pushing at you and trying to pull you down, or trying to negate something that you hold dear or that you've been trying to do recently. Um, Come from a position of strength in knowing that whatever it is that you're doing, it's something that you are interested in, not what other people are interested in. A lot of times, the people in our lives have a different view of what is good for us. But at the end of the day, only we know what is good for us. So be sure you honor that, and be sure you stand your ground, and be sure that you are one standing on solid footing, and you really know your stuff. This guy knows how to use that staff, that wand that's in his hands, and he doesn't look very worried. So be sure of yourself, and know that you're coming from the right position. Air signs, that would be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. You've got the Three of Cups reversed. Let's take a look at it upright. Boy, those three women look like they're having a really good time, don't they? They're dancing, they're frolicking, they're enjoying each other's companies, they're toasting to the stars, they're toasting to each other, and they're giving thanks, for sure. But for you, air signs, it came up reverse. So are you feeling gracious? Are you feeling gratitude towards all the wonderful things that you actually do have in your life? Um, are you taking the time to celebrate small victories? Are you taking the time to pat yourself on the back? Are you taking the time to pat others on the back? Um, are you celebrating not only yourself, but the people around you? A lot of times in this world, we can think that we need the approval or need the recognition of others. But in those times, it's often when we need to be recognizing others and celebrating others and showing them that they're appreciated and the things that they've done are um, are valuable. And finally, for you earth signs, we've got the major arcana, the magician. So for your earth signs, that's Capricorn, Aries, I'm sorry, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Let's take a look at the magician upright. This is a time of upright. This indicates initiation, the beginning stages, and coming into one's own, and taking the reins, and making moves towards towards a goal. Swift, strong, and certain moves towards a goal that you've had in mind. So for you earth signs who had it reversed, um, it could either mean a warning um to take things slowly, um, but it might indicate that you've been dragging your feet on a couple of things. What are you working towards? What are you trying to accomplish? Why aren't you taking larger steps? And why aren't you kind of making use of the tools available to you? You've got friends, you've got associates, you've got capital, whatever it is that you're reluctant to use. Maybe it's a time to use it. Um, but follow your gut, because it could also be a warning uh, to avoid such things. And that'll be different for each one of you. But narrowing down the options and the choices is something that tarot does for us. So it could either mean take bold moves, go forward, or take slow um, and slow steps rather than bold and forceful moves. Which one is it for you? That's for you to decide. And if you need more help with something like that, you can contact me on my website. Everything is in the link for you, those of you on YouTube. Everything is in the description below. For those of you watching on Instagram, you can direct message me and we can schedule a time to do a little bit more in depth. So, thanks a lot for joining me again. And we'll see you next week. All right. Take care.